This is Bronnie, The Bronnie Show, every Wednesday. Follow Bronnie everywhere at Bronnie Music.
What's up, everyone? We are back for part 2.
Yeah.
And this week, it's all about me!
Again, could you believe it or not? So last week we did the first half of this interview, and we're rolling on to the second half. We haven't changed because, spoiler alert, it's not live. So last week we got up to where Bron started in her music career to about 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Got to about there. And now we're going to talk more about where she's at now, her debut album, how that was received, and what's to come, and her favourite shows, some fun facts about her. If you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to last week's episode. It's very worth it. And now we're sort of going to talk about the new Bron from... I'm going to start with the album. So, debut album.
Debut album, Jaded. Hell yeah.
So what was that like?
It was emotional. We
Yeah.
I did a Jaded album tour. It was a 14-day tour, I believe. It like loads in the UK, couple of shows in Europe and America, and the album release show was in Liverpool, my hometown, and I cried like a baby. And it was the longest gig ever. We played every single Bronnie song from an EP, didn't we?
We mashed
up.
them all up. We played, I think it was 46 songs. A few of them were mashed up. We played for an hour and 40 odd minutes.
We were very ambitious.
We
smashed it.
I've never known adrenaline get me through a show before, but that was hefty.
Dude,
yeah.
insane.
So what was it like recording Jaded?
It was so much fun. The album was pretty much written before the time I kind of realized that I wanted to do the album. Because for years I was like, oh, I only want to release an album when I get signed. And then the more, you get into the music industry, you kind of like, actually, I don't really want to get signed. I just want a really good manager and a really good agent. Because now labels do...
Just a glorified bank loan, basically.
Honestly.
With really high interest rates.
The lead singer from one of our favourite ever bands was like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so...
Anyways... and I had this song called Jaded, written in 2018. And basically, Pete, my producer, he sent me a random instrumental, and I was like, this slaps. And James and Mason were here from a summer high because they were there on tour, supporting me on tour. I went into the studio and just wrote, because I've always wanted to have a song called Jaded. I don't know why. And then I just thought, I'm so jaded. Just kept singing it, and then I wrote the whole song in about 10 minutes. I was like,
nice.
Sick, love it.
Yeah.
Showed it to everyone. Everyone was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then we figured out this was just the greatest song ever.
Yeah, and we were playing it live for 3 years before it got released.
Well, it got released in 2024. We did it at my London show in 2019.
Okay, there you go. 5 years.
Yeah. And everyone's like, when are you going to release it?
Yeah.
And you could tell it was a level up because all the bands we toured with and people who were like heavier than us and all that, tour managers who had been around for like years and years and years, with all these, tour managing all these bands, they were like, when is this coming out? Because this could change like everything for you.
Yeah.
And I was just umming and ahhing whether to do an album, and I was like, fuck it, like let's just do it.
The other tracks on the album, what are the standout ones for you, whether it was like writing them or like surprise last minute cuts or whatever?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously Scream went on the album because that was first number one, blah, blah, blah. Because that was on an EP. And I feel like artists, once they release, like if they've got loads of EPs, everyone will listen to them. But as soon as they release an album, I feel like only the hardcore fans will go back to listen to the EPs, like most people. And I was like, I can't not have Scream on the album.
Yeah.
So I had that. And I was just experimenting with loads of different, like, country rock, pop, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, Drown in Your Misery.
It's a pop tune.
Yeah. Rock, pop punk. It's just a really different...
It's quite a fusion-y type album. There's a lot of different sounds on there. I mean, I'll interject with it was fun listening to all the demos come in, because we would push certain things a little more in a different direction. But I think the thing that ties it together and makes it your album is your voice is so, like, it's so you. Like, you could sing any song and it would sound like a Bronnie song.
What about a jazz song?
You could, I back it.
Let's float away.
Yeah.
Maybe not like that.
Um,
I do love a bit of jazz though. I
yeah.
Got You Under My Skin. I could do that karaoke. I'm just saying. But yeah, so and I wanted an album where every song didn't sound the same.
Yeah.
I wanted because my biggest thing was okay. Alanis Morissette. She's got You Ought to Know. And then she's got What's the Matter, Mary Jane? Like on the same album, they're totally different songs, but they fit. Neck Deep have the Don't Wait for Any.
Yeah.
Is that maybe
Yeah.
that's on the same album?
Yeah.
And then they have Let's Start It Here back
Yeah.
in 19. And I like that kind of nursery rhyme kind of
Yeah.
vibe. And then the heaviest song ever.
Yeah.
I was like, I want Jaded, and then I want I'm Toxic, but do you know what I mean? Just like fun songs, just loads of different.
I describe it as a really fun album.
Yeah, really
So,
fun album.
What was your favourite song to record on that album?
I feel like Jaded was because it was such a long time coming.
Yeah.
But a song that I just always love is Lipstick.
Oh, I
And that
love
was one, it was never a single. But that quickly became a fan favourite.
Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
great tune. Great
Why,
tune.
thank you, Christopher.
What's your favourite one on the album to play live?
Ooh, I think Lipstick is so much fun. I love Back and Forth. That was a
Yeah.
single as well. And Friend Zone. That Friend Zone means a lot to me because that was my first BBC Radio 1 song. Me and Chris wrote that song together. Oh yeah. And it was my first BBC Radio 1 play with Future Alternative.
Yeah.
And it was track of the week on Adele Roberts' her
That's sick.
show, The Breakfast Show on Radio 1. And I got a load of new fans from that one. So that means a lot to me.
So moving on from the Jaded album,
Whoa!
that was mad.
My elbow just clicked.
What's it been like post Jaded album for you musically?
It's crazy. I feel like I found myself. Guys, I love pop punk so much. We all do. It's a fun genre. But there comes a time where you have to stop singing about high school songs. And do you know what? Like, I mean, we've been listening with our favourite genres, country. Like, it's all we were, like, in the van on tour. It's all we were listening to.
Well, you grew up with like I said, that Americana vibe, and you can learn more about that in episode 1 if you haven't listened to episode 1.
Woohoo.
But like, I grew up listening to like I had loads of folk music back in the
Yeah.
day, and it's just
And
like
your granddad got you into loads.
American folk, really.
Yeah.
Like,
you were
that's what
you
it
were
felt
one of
like.
those, like, folk indie kids.
I was, and deep down I still am.
Aw.
If Circle Waves comes on, it goes off. Not like it goes off, but it pops off. There you go. So yeah, what's it been like post Jaded album musically for you? Whether it's like your influences, your writing, what do you think has? Do you think it's changed doing that album and having that like era be like that's the first era of me now? You've got all the
Mhm.
EPs and the album. Where do you think it's changed for you, if it has?
Yeah, so the Jaded album, I wrote most of those songs 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it was all these songs that I was like, these are too good to just be on an EP. I'm gonna wait for an album. So when I was listening to and writing all these country songs, like 2 years ago ish, I was like, oh, I don't want to release these yet, even though these are the songs I want to release. I gotta like get all these songs out, otherwise they're never gonna see the light of day. So
Yeah.
the Jaded album is kind of like it should have been released 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then it's just like all the interviews I was having, everyone's like, so who are you listening to right now? And I'm like, my favourite artist is Lainey Wilson. And they're like, who's this? So I ended up just lying again in all the interviews, being like, oh yeah, Blink-182, blah, blah, blah. And I was just so sick and tired of people being like, oh, so you like Paramore? And I'm like, I don't even like fucking Paramore.
That's mad. Bron and Pete
I've
don't
never
really
been
like
a
Paramore. I
Paramore
love
fan.
Paramore personally.
People are like, oh, you're a girl and you do pop punk, so you must love Paramore
Yeah.
and sound like Paramore. No, actually, no.
So you said like you feel like you can now be you. You feel like it's a bit of a
Mhm.
relief. Do you feel like it's like this is a more mature stage of your musical career?
Yeah, and I feel like pop punk, it's so fun. All the bands we tour with in pop punk, they're like golden retriever energy,
Yeah.
like sweethearts. Not a lot of people in the alt scene though. Oh god, right. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, and I think as well, like we were playing shows with artists in the alternative scene because we weren't just doing pop punk stuff. And when you meet those type of artists, fake, horrible people, like horrible people who will lie, who will take advantage of certain just to get fans and likes on social media. I hate it. And it's not about the music anymore. It's about like, oh, I don't know. It's like, honestly, if you're a girl in the alt scene, either you have to dress like a bloke to be taken seriously or wear nothing and get taken seriously. You can't.
I completely agree with you. I
It's
think
not about the music.
yeah, I feel like being around that for a long time really made all of us, I think, and quite a lot of other artists we know who were like in and around it, fall out of love with the reason why they were doing it. And it's quite easy to get sucked into a world of like the people who can put you on a pedestal are not the people who make music, and
Mhm.
they think it sounds cool, but us as musicians just weren't enjoying music. And we know quite a few people who have the same opinion as us. That is, we didn't want to do that. We don't want to do that. And loads of people are stepping away. Some people aren't even making music anymore,
Yeah.
which is crazy. But so coming out of that to where you are now, writing
And
songs
it's just
now.
doing songs I want to do. And
Mhm.
what I love with country is like it's like my whole life it's been pop punk and country. I love both, so why not do both and make it more like country rock?
Do
And
you
I'm
feel
like,
now like that you can be more of yourself now? And I'm not saying pop punk wasn't yourself, because it definitely was. Like, there's no denying that we all grew up as pop punk kids, because like we liked
oh, it's
guitar music. We
fun.
like guitar music when you're young. That's what you're into. But there does come a time where you mature, and I do feel like this is a maturing step. So like, do you feel like this is a more mature version of you?
Yeah, and I feel like country, like it's an actual way of life. I know it sounds really lame, but like every morning I turn on WSM and listen to like reruns if I can of like the Grand Ole Opry shows or the Opry 100. They have like a radio show like 24/7. Coffee Country and Cody, like I listen to that podcast every day, so it's like, and then TikTok, oh, what's happened in the latest, country scene, what's
Hmm.
this, right, new songs on country, let's listen to that, like the way you're dressing, just everything is just country. I love it. Like, I'm so obsessed with I mean, it's like, yeah, I'm not a freaking like a cowgirl on a ranch. Like, no one from the UK really is, aren't they?
Yeah.
Unless unless you have a farming family, which is so rare. Like, how
Yeah.
many farming
Yeah. Yeah.
families do you know? No one. So yeah, it is like harder for the UK,
Hmm.
but like I feel like when you're a UK fan, you proper just live and breathe it. And it's like what like Ashley McBride said. She was like, you don't have to own a cattle ranch or whatever to be a cowboy or a
Yeah.
cowgirl. You remember people's names when they introduce themselves. You like do just like little mannerisms and just the way of life. And like even us doing the podcast about the Grand Ole Opry
Hmm.
and Country to Country Fest. Like, if we were still doing pop punk, I wouldn't have the podcast back because I just started to like fall out
Yeah.
of love with it. But I love it. I
Yeah.
love country.
Yeah, I think, and you'll probably echo the same thing when I say this, is like what we've been introduced to from like waiting for this sort of era of Bron to end to then go into this new thing. We've been so like eager to like get our foot in the door and meet people
Mm.
and like learn about the UK country scene. And I think it's been wicked because all the people we've met have been so nice and so welcoming and so like eager to like share their stories with us.
Mm-hmm.
And whether that be artists or fans or people who work within music in country radio or labels or whoever, I think it's been really good for us to take a different direction, to learn something different about music, and to really not start again, but I would say like give ourselves a challenge of
Oh yeah, it's
something different, and to
fresh.
bring fans along
Like
for something that's really welcoming.
I wake up excited.
Mm.
Whereas to last year, I woke up like, oh, can't
Yeah.
be arsed songwriting, can't be arsed doing this. Nah, don't want to play that show. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I love life. This is great.
Yeah.
And right, people, album 2, so many songs were written in, when did Mason come here for the 2021,
Yeah.
2022, 2021? Like, songs are already 4 years old that are going on this album. It's not just like country was big last year.
I think the nice thing is that like it's come at a really nice time. From a music industry point of view, is that a load of these songs have been written for ages, and it's just like, well, we can't release them because
Mhm.
we're not doing that. And took a step back and thought,
Let's just
why
do
don't
it.
we do it?
Yeah.
Because by the time we decided to do that, you've got big artists.
I think, yeah, the only annoying thing is, obviously, country was so big last year, but my plan for like the past like 3 years
Yeah,
has been to do country. So we're writing all these songs. Like, okay, then as soon as the Jaded album's done, we do it. We're doing what I want to do. We're doing country. Hell yeah. And then obviously country blew up. And then now I'm finally releasing the songs. I just don't want people to be like, oh, what a fucking poser.
yeah, no, but
But we
I
got
think
the receipts on
there are
Logic.
there are many receipts, but I think it's.
But hey, the people who would call me out and call me a poser, they're never going to be a fan
But
anyway.
also,
So I
that's
don't
the
really
thing,
care.
is that I don't think you get that in country music.
Do you know what?
The UK country
Yeah.
scene, in the alt scene, that would have been the case. It would have been like, oh, she's a poser. She's not. She's fake. That's the thing that I've noticed massively,
Mhm.
and I'm sure you feel the same, and I know Pete feels the same, and everyone else in Team Bronnie feels the same. Is that that's not what it's felt like, which is really nice.
Like when I was in the alt scene, I was like, oh god, right. If I want to do well in the alt scene, I have to be heavier and wear less clothes. Otherwise, I'm
Yeah.
never gonna make it.
And it's just not a nice way to live.
Like,
Yeah.
as in heavier, as in like sound
Musically,
wise.
yeah. So moving forward now,
Mm-hmm.
we've got a single on pre-sale.
Have you guys pre-ordered it? 79p iTunes. Gang, we'd love to chart. This could be our first country charting position.
Yeah.
And with iTunes and like all these things, you just never, one sale could literally bump us up like 5 spaces.
It could. Literally could.
Hell yeah.
So how does it feel now being able to do this, and with the music that we've got in the bank ready to go, how do you feel about releasing it?
I'm so excited. I feel like a kid at Christmas. I wake up like, yes, okay, let's all do an acoustic video of Own Girl Own World. Let's sit down and do the whole harmonies. I'm just so excited to tell people about it. And it's really nice when you're chatting to people in bands, bands who we used to tour with, new bands and all that, artists. And you feel proud to send the song
Yeah.
to them. Because there used to be other times where, like, I mean, I love Scream. It's a fun song. But when people go, oh, what's your most popular song? I'd always go, oh, it's Scream, but
Yeah.
it's a bit poppy and... But this I'm really excited for. And I do love Scream. Scream is a bop. I love playing it.
It is. Love playing it live.
But it was a time just after lockdown when I was experimenting with, like, trap beats. Emo trap beats, and
Yeah.
I'm not a fan now, and I kind of
But
look
that's
back
it.
and cringe.
But I think that's the whole point in music and having a career in music, is that you're not supposed to do the same thing consistently, because if you do that, you'll never grow as an artist.
Mhm.
People will get bored of your music. And the other thing is, you're expanding your fan base and your ability to make a career out of it.
You speak the truth.
I do speak the truth. So
I sleep like a baby.
I never show up late for work.
I don't drink whiskey.
I don't know how it feels to hurt.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Well done, Zach.
Thanks.
Top.
So, what are you most looking forward to in this second wave of Bronnie music?
I mean, already from showing snippets of Own Girl, I've had so many new music lover fans from it, which is really cool. I wasn't expecting that so quick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just excited for newer fans to get on board and grow, because what my favorite thing is when I get new people and they're like commenting on my posts, and then other the Bronnie fan base is so welcoming. Like they'll see someone, even if we'll hop on and do a TikTok live and we'll show loads of songs, and if someone's new, everyone's like, hey, my name is this, come join the Discord. If you're from Manchester, we're all going, do you want to come with us? Like they're so welcoming. So that's what I've loved to see. Like, oh my god, the fans are still so cute. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, what was the question you asked?
So, what are you most looking forward to in this new wave of Bronnie?
Fans to get. I'm just looking forward to. Like, I hope that it inspires future musicians, and gives people a bug. Even people who aren't into country, they go, oh, I'm going to listen to this genre and get obsessed. And I'm really excited to play these songs live.
Yeah.
I'd love to do an acoustic gig.
Yeah.
Harms
sick.
galore.
Oh, yeah.
Banjo, guitar.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, these are songs that I'm really, really proud about. proud of, and I'm very excited for. I think we're just so ready
Mm-hmm.
now. And Own Girl was so much fun to write. I wrote that. When was it? This was like I think it was a year ago. Yeah, 2023. So not a year ago, lol. It was just after the Wasted tour,
Yeah.
and I was editing something. I was gonna go upstairs to bed, and then I had this melody in my
Right.
head, and I was like, all right, I'll just quickly write down the chorus. Then I was like, okay, I'll just quickly write the verse. I was like, okay, the pre could be this, and then I've like written the whole song in like
Yeah.
an hour, and I was like, Pete, we're doing this new demo, let's do
Yeah.
it. And it's the first song from album 2, and it was so close to going on album 1,
Yeah.
but I was like, no, album 2, I want to do something different. Like, this is the music I want to make. This is gonna be the first single. Hell yeah.
Wicked. So, what is one song that you're excited for people to hear that they've never heard? Just the title.
Mockingbird.
There you go. You've heard it here first. Mockingbird. Don't say any more. What is one song that you've been sitting on for ages that you're looking forward for people to hearing?
Sedona Sunrise.
There we go. What's one thing you're hoping to do in the next 2 years of your next wave? Album 2. What's one thing in the next 2 years that you would like your music to allow you to do
I want to play the Grand Ole Opry.
in 2 years?
Yeah, manifest it. Come on. I would love to play the Grand Ole Opry, obviously, and I'd love to support like a big name in country.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like, are there any festivals that you'd want to do?
Oh, I'd love to play Country to Country Fest, C2C.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That'd be insane.
If you haven't heard the episode we did on the roundup of C2C, go and give it a listen.
Mm-hmm.
What's next apart from Own Girl?
So we got
Can you tease anything?
Own Girl out on the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
There might be another single ready after that.
Maybe. We've got the Manchester date.
Got the Manchester gig. That is June 7th. We're so excited. It's at the Deaf Institute. And it's set out like a mini theatre.
It's so sick.
And you got like the big chairs,
And
stairs at the back.
Tickets are a tenner.
Guys, come on.
Tickets are a tenner.
There's no inflation.
Nope.
Post-lockdown.
Kept them low.
Kept them low.
And you'll hear old bangers and you might hear some new bangers. So
Mhm.
if you fancy that.
In fact, here's an advert for the Manchester show.
Hey Manchester, come on gather round. Hey Manchester, Bronnie's coming to town. Summertime on June the 7th.
So there's Bronnie's roundup for the Manchester show. Any final words?
Yeah, screw
I
you.
knew that was coming. I knew that. The moment I said it, I was like, yeah, I've
gang,
messed
I
it
had
up.
I have a song called Screw You.
It's a great
And it
tune.
goes, any final words? Yeah, screw you. But that was another one. Guys, right, if you have songs, don't wait on them, because I should have released that in 2017
Yeah.
when I had the demo done, and I was like, no, I'll save it for an album. By the time it was 2024,
Yeah.
I was not going to make the album. Get them out.
Yeah. Well, Bronnie, thank you for your time with me.
Thank you, Christina.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. It was
Informative and
stimulating.
There you go.
Thank you. And, right, Chris, show off your new shoes. Look at these absolute gorgeous girls. Ah! This is the pink and a cream lace. Love a cream lace. And these are my slippers. Do you know what? I've had these slippers since I was 12 years old, and they went missing for about 10 years, and I've recently found them.
That's mad.
Yeah.
No,
They smell great as well.
No.
But yeah, gang, signing out. Own Girl Own Well comes out on the 24th of April. Literally a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-order it, please. Pre-order it on iTunes to help us chart. Pre-save on Spotify.
Oh wait, hang on. By the time this comes out, will it be out?
No, it will literally come out. It will come out tonight.
Right.
At midnight.
It comes out tonight.
Comes out tonight
pre-order.
at midnight.
Pre-order.
Pre-order it. Even if you've just seen this, please buy it, because it might make us chart higher.
Yeah. The link will be in the description of whatever you're
And
watching
you know
this
what?
on, or it'll be in your bio in the link tree. Please just go and
I could have put it on for 99p, and I went, no, the people deserve 20p less.
yeah, saving you 20p. Every little helps. Live
Every
well
little
for
helps.
less.
You guys could buy probably 10 penny sweets with that 20p, because, you know, inflation.
Yeah.
Or like maybe one Freddo.
No. Freddo's are like 50p now.
What?
Oh, maybe not 50p, like 40p, but still. Anyway, thank you for listening.
Yeah. And
this
I'll
week's
see you
podcast.
guys. Hey, we're gonna be interviewing some real cool people.
Yeah.
I'll get you on it.
Well, you're going to interview me?
No, that's boring.
That is boring.
I
I would be such a poor. Don't do that.
No.
You, like,
Booby.
I would be such a bad guest to interview. I'm actually I'm good at interviewing because I'm such a dull
Blunt.
person. Yeah,
Very
but
blunt.
I think I've got good questions.
Oh, I think you do, Christopher.
Thanks.
Well done.
I think I really enjoyed
No,
this.
I
This was
will
fun.
interview you one time because this will be fun. But we have some real cool people to
Yes.
be interviewing.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Amazing.
Anyway, that's us signing out.
We hope you had fun during this informative
Informative and
and stimulating podcast. Like and subscribe.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Let you know the platform that you're listening or watching on. Let them know that you like this podcast, everyone.
And you can comment.
Yeah. Let us know who you want us to interview.
Yeah. And if you liked it, and if you didn't, let us know why you didn't like it.
Yeah. Right. Signing out. Right. Back to back. And then signing out. Wee. Bye.
This is Bronnie, The Bronnie Show. Every Wednesday, follow Bronnie everywhere at Bronnie Music.